Good morning friends and welcome to the pre-market view. US markets were marginally down about 0.2 to 0.4% as we had mixed earnings results coming out from there. Particularly Apple reported a good set of numbers and we've seen that stock really spiking up for the past couple of days. The 10-year bond yields in US have actually shot up to almost about 2.58 from about 2.4849. So that definitely adds to the pressure. And European markets were up anywhere from 0.8 to almost about 1.5% as we had a very positive manufacturing data coming out from the Eurozone, and it is in fact at about 17-month highest level. So that definitely helped the sentiment in Eurozone. And when we look at the Asian markets today morning, most of the markets are weak. Japan is down 0.65% as the earnings season is going to take start there and the expectations are quite muted. And Hang Seng and Korean markets are also marginally down. Shanghai is the only market which is slightly up today, and SGX Nifty is suggesting that again we are going to have a weak start and we might open up about 25 to 30 points down. Today being an expiry day, it remains to be seen how the option position is panned out across strikes to take a call on where we could close today. In terms of flows, FIs were net sellers in the cash market to the tune of 400 crore and the domestic institutions too were sellers to the tune of about 330 crore. We had a very weak day yesterday because of the kind of steps that the RBI has taken, which has indirectly amounted to increase in the rate of interest, and the banking sector was down almost about 4.75%, and some of the prominent banks like Yes Bank, IndusInd Bank, even IDFC, they were down anywhere from 8 to almost about 12 to 13%. And this entire thing happened on a much higher volume of more than 4 lakh crore. On that note, let me invite Sadhana to take us through important F&O cues, data and strategies that we can have in the F&O markets.
Good morning friends, let's have a view on derivatives. Yesterday markets have broken the psychological mark of 6,000 and finally it has managed to close the session above this level. But in spite of a huge fall in the market, we have seen market players have accumulated long positions as around 7.45 lakh shares were added in open interest, and cost of carry also increased significantly by approximately 169%, and put call ratio decreased from 1.38 to 1.29, indicating call option has added around 12 lakh shares in open interest, whereas put option underwent reduction by 41 lakh shares in open interest, which is clearly visible in the call strike of 6,000, 6,100 and 6,100 next month. We have seen a good activity, whereas put option 5,900 this month as well as next month has seen a good activity. As today's future and options expiry day, so market may remain volatile and uncertain, but from intraday perspective one can go short on Adani Power with a stop loss of 39.20. Thank you.
Here are the important news and events that we are tracking today. First of all, the companies which will be announcing numbers today. ITC, we are looking at a net profit of about 1900 crore. The stock has been in good action and one can maintain a positive bias towards ITC. Maruti, we are looking at a net profit of about 613 crore. The top line growth is going to be muted, but since the stock has already corrected, there may not be a big negative reaction to the stock in today's market. Sterlite Industries, we are looking at a net profit of about 995 crore. GAIL, about 970 crore net profit. ACC, we are looking at a net profit of about 270 crore, which will be almost about 30% down, and because of the recent developments, there could be a quick negative reaction to ACC stock price in today's market. Z Entertainment, we are looking at a net profit of about 189 crore. An important development, the Ambuja will be made the subsidiary of Holcim, and Ambuja Cement will acquire additional stake in ACC at a much higher than the current market cap. So this deal which has been announced yesterday has not gone down too well with the market, and the key concerns are that the Holcim is trying to take away the cash from Ambuja by paying a much higher price for the ACC acquisition. So there is not going to be any great value add to the minority shareholders of Ambuja. Secondly, the Ambuja and ACC both will be treated as holding companies, because through Ambuja, Holcim intends to pick up stake in ACC, which means that the current valuations that the Ambuja is getting would be much less, as we have seen in the past that in case the company is a holding company, then there is a certain amount of discount that it gets from the market. So net most of the analysts have turned negative on Ambuja and ACC, and since some amount of cash is also being taken away, there is going to be dilution of equity in Ambuja. We expect some negative reaction to both the stocks, ACC and Ambuja, more so Ambuja in today's market. CBEC or Central Bureau of Excise has clarified that Maruti's SX4 and Toyota Corolla Altis will attract about a lower excise duty of 27%, and it will not actually attract a higher excise duty which is meant for SUVs. So this has come as a bit of a relief for some of the auto companies. And also in another development, the cabinet would consider the proposal to divest 10% stake in IOC, which is currently quoting at about 220 rupees. We think that there is going to be a negative reaction to this development on the IOC stock price. So one can actually look at going short in the IOC stock in next month futures. US health regulator has issued a warning letter to the FCABI for violation of the manufacturing norms at its Kalyani plant in West Bengal, and Jupiter Metal has revised the open offer price to buy a 30% stake in Kalindi Rail at rupees 70 per share as against the earlier price of 65. In the meantime, Texmaco Rail and Engineering is not considering any further counter open offer at this point of time. Power regulator is looking at allowing the distribution companies to increase the tariff because of the higher cost of imported coal. So this could be a bit of a positive for some of the companies like Reliance Infra, CESC, which are into, and even Tata Power, which are into distribution of power. Coming to the company specific developments, some of the PE funds are looking at buying out the local pharma business of Elder Pharma, and they are looking at a price of about $400 to $450 million. So one can go long on Elder Pharma with a stop loss of 330 and a target of about 347 to 354. Kate India reported weak set of numbers. The profit was down almost about 18% to about 3,127 crore. Also, the company is facing fresh defense hurdle for its new oil find. So one can short Kate India with a stop loss of 315 and a target of about 297 to about 291. That's it from all of us, friends. Have a good trading session. See you tomorrow at the same time.